have been working back here since, pretty much since the last episode ended. I haven't really left the area except to go, pick up some of these little, nether sprouts, shoots, whatever they are. The little ones. It is feeling much better back here. I went ahead and put just a little bit of detail up top there. We may do something to make it look like there's a bunch of light coming out. This thing is officially overgrown. That's right where we wanted it. That's fine. So we got a little garden area over here. It's not really for anything except to look at. This is still the same tree that I built. I messed with it some to make it look less disgusting. These other ones, I'm about to do another one right now. What I've been doing is just, pillaring up. And then bone mealing these guys. And oh, that one's really big. That's actually exactly what I'm looking for. I love that it's actually hitting the wall there. That's perfect. The sun's going down. I've continued out here. We've added some detail here and there. And some plants, and we're gonna put some flowers in the pot. We basically pretty much detailed the outside of this thing. Except for this one section over here on the exterior. But if we go around through here, it's starting to look pretty good. Now this is supposed to be here, and we're going to take this scaffolding on. I'm still putting some honey behind the, let me show you why I'm doing this. I'm putting some honey behind the windows. Do you see that nice, like, let's see if we can get a better look. That nice sort of yellowish glow coming from behind there. That's honey blocks with torches underneath. And I think it looks, very inviting, especially from a bit of a distance. There's nothing up in those attics, well, except for the honey and the lights. But you're not, this is supposed to be sort of a little wild area that people don't generally walk through. And then, we've all seen the inside here. But then if you're coming out at night, it's very pretty. There's a good amount of light up here. It's a nice place to hang out. Maybe we'll put a bench out here. And then in the morning, it's like the same walk out, but with the sun shining through the greenhouse and little particles from the cherry leaves and buildings in the distance. It's bees moving around. This little part right here feels really good now. We kind of continue. I've got this chimney complete. We're starting to get a little bit of detail back here. We still have to finish this part off, like I said, but we'll do that another time. I think it's time to switch gears to the other side of the river. So we're over here. I cleared out a little bit of land. And I thought, what we'd do... I think I have a stone cutter. Do we have a stone cutter? Alright, there we go. I thought we'd start just kind of by marking the entrance of where this harbor is going to be with a tower. And we're not going to go too crazy. We're going to go 5, 2 out, another 5. Okay, it's nothing too fancy so far, but it's not bad. I installed the FreeCam mod so we can Get a little more closely. We're going to replace the torch all the way on the top with a banner at some point. And, you know, the inside is nothing special. We got a little bit of light, a couple of floors. But it will be... Go back into myself here. My free cam is so weird. It's not like creative flight because you have no momentum. When you stop, you just stop. Also, you're not really there and you're like flying through the walls and stuff. But I think it's going to need a little bit more detail. I have to think about what shape that's going to take, but it's a nice thing to look out at for now, I think. So now that we have the tower, it's like right there on our sight lines as we're coming out here. It gives it some depth on that side, and once, if we ever finish the storage room and set her over there, that'll do about the same thing. Now that we got that, I wanted to move my focus back to the base. I would like to get this done today. Done a little bit out front. I made a kind of a garden area here. I'm like slowly, most of this grass, this stuff over here, like all this stuff I've just been placing piece by piece. I originally thought I wanted the cherry tree like oriented the other direction, like the two branches going parallel to how they are now. But you know, this is fine. And it does, ouch, give me the chance to hang a lantern over where the path is going to be. So what I've been doing is just not the moss, a little bit of the grass. And it's like, well, okay, what about this part here? Well, this is kind of boring, so let's get and as random looking in areas we can. A little bit of grass. And then less of the sprouts. I don't want to overdo it on these. They do give it some really nice color. So a little bit here and there. And, you know, a couple of flowers. And then when I've got that, kind of taking a look and seeing where it feels just a little too empty. Okay, a little more over here. There's something else right here. Here's a different color. So that there's a little bit of variety for the eye. And some nice color as we come through here. I want to kind of simulate a garden. So I'm going to see if we can finish up the house. Now, we still got a little bit of work to do in the back here. But this is a massive improvement on where we were before without here. We've got the path going almost all the way around now. It'll connect to the back one. I've done a bunch of different kinds of window details. A lot of just shutters, but some other stuff here and there to give it some variety. But just finally getting rid of the stone out here and putting in some flowers has made a huge difference. But I think my favorite part is this part I did first, honestly. This here is, I've always liked walking out to the little greenhouse here with the bees and everything else, but whoops. Just having something nice to look at and something off in the distance to give it some depth. It really just makes a huge difference. Now we can turn the shaders off, and that's not free cam, that's free cam. And we can take sort of a wider look around. We've got the chimneys going up top. The big one has hay blocks under the campfire. The little one does not, so that there's some variation between the smoke heights. The yellow is the honey blocks. We're gonna do that again over there. I think it looks nice, and it means we don't have to put a bunch of stuff up there. We'll just have a nice yellow glow coming out of there at night. Here's kind of a bird's eye view of the front of it now. This is still a bit plain. We should put something down here. But it's really come a long way. Okay, don't ask me what I've been through with these guys. But I got him up there. One of them's asleep. This guy's not asleep. The fence gate will probably have to close, I think. That will have to despawn, but this is a start. So this iron farm here is by Dirtgolem. Or at least they're the channel that I got it off of. And the golems are getting a little bit confused at the rim here, but not all the time. Now the way it works, we have 3 villagers in each little section there, and a zombie right up there. And you can see a moss block floating. It's floating on a pressure plate. And there's a redstone torch behind. Now what happens is when the moss block despawns, the pressure plate stops sending a signal. And then we should get Flappy Flappy on the fence gate. Another moss block should shoot out. We shall see, assuming I did this all correct. I don't know what the lightning rod's for. Maybe just ha-has? We shall see. Okay, so I have seen it. It does work. Pretty smooth design. The worst part was the zombie. The villagers at night actually pathed their way up to the beds pretty easily once I broke the other beds that were around, like, everywhere. But they come down here, and they get smashed into the lava blade. There's a little collection system. There one goes. Haven't been very long. Gonna get under here so we don't have to hear that as much. And we already got 2 stacks, so that's awesome. So I did remove a large number of trees from here. This is what this little point looks like without it. What we're gonna do is, like I said, we're gonna build a mill out. And we will have to see how I'm gonna manage that. Because the first thing we're gonna want is a water wheel. Now what we have to start is, I think, a 13 diameter cross shape. And now we're gonna fill it in so that it looks more like a wheel. Okay, let's take a look here. That's not bad. That's not bad. We're gonna come down with a space of 3, and I'm gonna mirror that. Okay, there's the basic shape. Next thing we're gonna do is right in the middle, we're gonna fill it up with fences. Now we're moving along here. I've got it almost done, and I will tell you that placing these trapdoors has been so much more annoying than it should be. I have spent longer doing this than I have doing the iron farm. Okay, this part's finally done. And it will, let's take a look at it from over here, where we're mostly going to be seeing it from. And I think it looks pretty good, especially for a Minecraft wheel. go ahead and try it with a little bit of water in here, huh? So we could... No, I always get confused when we're waterlogging blocks here. Okay, no, it doesn't look like they form infinite sources. But that's okay. That's not what we wanted at all. I don't think that was what we wanted either. I think now we have an infinite source. There we go. Okay, it's not completely realistic, but I think we're gonna keep it that way. I like it. So I've been watching the iron farm. It's the next day for me. And it took it a while to get going again, but it did get going again. And now it's running along at a fine clip. I'm not sure about this, but they may have needed... It's not that they broke gaze with it with that thing, because I saw it go and the fence gate flip. I didn't see any iron golems, and there weren't any for a while. But then, nightfall, they started doing it. So, I don't know. Might have learned something, might not. But we're going to call it here for this episode. We've gotten an awful lot done, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.